So it is 4:30 a.m., 4:27 to be exact. My flight starts boarding in 3 minutes. I just got to the airport. I'm so tired. If you're following the timeline here, I finished up the warehouse sale yesterday. We did not have a break in between, and we did not have a break before it. It has been such a long 2 weeks. But I am flying to Georgia to go to a pallet auction. I've got a semi-truck heading down there now to meet me, and we're gonna fill it up. I love skipping the line. So I always tell people, don't be afraid to get on a plane. If I'm gonna go and spend like 10 grand on a truckload tomorrow morning, the extra $500 for the flight, one night in a hotel, the car, really isn't that big of a deal. Also, Green Bay's airport has games, so it's kill time here. I heard a PA that said someone was getting delayed until like 8:45. I really hope it's not me. But also, it wouldn't be the end of the world because I've got nothing to do today. And I can't check into my hotel for like 8 hours after I land, so I don't know what the plan is. You can play Xbox here too. Yeah, that was us. We got a 3-hour delay. I'm kind of thinking about just going home for a little bit because I live like 5 minutes, 10 minutes away. I do need to wait to talk to somebody to make sure that it's not one of those where they're delaying 3 hours, but then they're going to push it back up. Because if I go home, I'm probably going to go to bed for a couple hours. So I don't want to miss my flight. I don't know why it's delayed. This still says on time, so does the board at the gate. But my app says delayed. The only other option, by the way, there's a little work area in here. The only other option for alternative flights is one that departs at 7 a.m. So it's about an hour earlier, hour and 15 minutes earlier. But it's got 2 stops in Detroit and in Raleigh-Durham. I wouldn't get there till 4 p.m. So obviously it makes the most sense just to wait for this flight. There's a long line of people at the desk though, so I can't ask just to verify that it's gonna stay delayed. So we'll let that line clear out and then I'll ask. I have a curiosity problem. I hear it killed the cat, but didn't do anything to the rabbit. I wish they would tell me why it was delayed because I'm not a nervous flyer. And they could tell me the engine had an issue, and if they tell me it's okay, I'm gonna get on that plane. I'll have no issue. But I just want to know, Usually these early morning flights, if they're delayed, it could be a mechanical issue. It's been sitting overnight. It could be that the flight crew that came in last night, maybe they didn't make it in time. Maybe they got to get on another flight this morning. Maybe they got in really late, so they need to get their required, 10 hours of rest or whatever. But just tell me. I want to know. Don't just say delayed. I want to know. If you've been following the media, there was also that big IT outage this past week that grounded a lot of flights. So it could possibly just be an issue resulted from that. I don't know. I was hoping to make this intro much shorter because usually I make the intro long, a lot of flight montage and everything. That's not going to happen now because when I'm bored, I talk to you guys. This is why, by the way, there's a kids' play area too. I don't feel creepy being in here because no one's in here. This is why I don't fly out the day of the auction. I could get away with taking the 5 a.m. flight out the day because the auction starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, local time. They're an hour ahead. So if I took the morning flight, I'd land around 8, I'd get there around 9, maybe 9:30, and I would still have a very short amount of time to look at the stuff before I start bidding, and then fly back the same day, save myself the cost of the hotel, and save time. But aside from the fact that flying there and back the same day is awful, I've done it before, any sort of delay and I missed the auction and I can't get a refund on the flight, I can't get a refund on the hotel, I can't get a refund. Well, I can cancel the semi-truck. It's a $200 fee to cancel, but I'm going down there regardless, even if I miss the auction, or at least it's paid for regardless, even if I miss the auction. So I would rather have that buffer by flying down the day before, just in case, because even a 15 or 20 minute delay when I'm cutting it that close could mean I miss the auction. I'm just eavesdropping on people's conversations. I heard one person say they should have known this last night. They shouldn't have made this a last second thing. So that led me to believe that maybe the flight crew came in late, and so to get the required rest time, that's why it was delayed. But another person said something about them getting another plane. So again, I'm just eavesdropping, and it's kind of like as they're walking past, so I'm not getting a whole lot. But then there was one lady on the phone. She said, I don't know why I fly out of here. Every other time there's a delay. And I haven't had that experience. You watch the videos. I fly out of Green Bay once every 6 weeks, maybe once a month, and it's very rarely delayed. Last time there was a delay, but it was like a 15 or 20 minute delay, and it worked out well because it was the time that I forgot my wallet and had to go to the warehouse. But I still got here in time. And actually that wasn't the last time, that was the time before that. Last time it was on time. But usually they're on time, no issues. So, I like the posters in here. I would really like some of these posters hanging in my house. Door County. There's a cool one there for Kewaunee County. It's got a lighthouse and a plane. Two of my favorite things. And this is one of my counties that I run for Red Cross. The line of people waiting to talk to the gate agent is so long that by the time that line clears out, it's probably gonna be ready for takeoff. Atlanta is a lot, most people fly into Atlanta connect there, so I'm sure it's a lot of people trying to figure out their connecting flight. Thankfully for me, it's just a direct flight. It's my final destination, but I really feel bad for people who are missing their connection because of this. On the bright side, it should be a pretty empty flight, because although there really isn't another option for me to rebook, people who aren't going to Atlanta as their final, they can rebook because there'd be other options. You know, my option was Detroit to Raleigh to Atlanta, but if someone's going to, I don't know, let's say Dallas, Texas, where they're just connecting in Atlanta, they could potentially do Detroit to, I don't know, Memphis to Dallas or something like that. So, downside is I already have the best seat on the plane. Well, not the best seat. I'd say the second best seat. The best seat is exit row window. I've got exit row aisle. The reason exit row window is better is because you can look out the window. I love looking out the window. But exit row aisle, see, I would take exit row over first class any day. You get more leg room. I feel like you get more leg room in the exit row than first class. I much prefer it. And it's cheaper. But even if the price were the same, I think I'd prefer exit row. I made a decision. I'm going home. I'm gonna nap for about 2 hours, and I'll come back. Hopefully, I don't end up regretting that. The delay is gonna change the plans a little bit. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but I was kind of thinking about driving out to Birmingham. It's been a long time since I've been there, but it's gonna be too late. I'm gonna get there 11:30 a.m. It'll be noon by the time I get in the car and get out of the airport. I don't think it's worth the drive out there. So, but getting there at noon, it'll probably be about 1 o'clock when I get to my hotel. I could probably check in at that point, and then I don't know, just hang out in the room for the night. Mr. Lombardi's waiting for me too. Oh, that was a nice trip. I'm already back in Green Bay, heading back home. I swear that felt like it flew by. It felt like it was half an hour maybe. Hopefully I don't need to pay for parking to leave. The alternate flight that had the 2 stops is now completely booked up, which seems odd to me because you're leaving only an hour earlier, but you don't get there for several hours later. My only thought, you know what, I bet it's not that flight that's booked up. It's the one to Detroit. That first connection, I bet they're sending everybody to Detroit because that leaves an hour earlier and might get them to their destination faster. But that makes me think my flight's gonna be pretty empty. I've had delays that were longer delays like this, where when I get on the flight, there's like 8 people on board. If I left when I said I was gonna leave, I wouldn't have had to pay for parking, but I had to pay $3 I might try to submit that to the airline for reimbursement just because it'd be funny. Thoughts. Oh, so I'm worried that, I've had flights that were delayed and then they shorten the delay later. There was one where we were in Chicago and we had just gotten in line to eat because it was like a 2-hour delay or 2 or 3 hour delay. And then as we're in line to eat, they start calling passengers back to the plane. So my hope is that's not going to be the case, because if I get a text saying, hey, we're boarding now, and I'm at home, I'm probably not going to make it. Or if I'm sleeping through it, I'm definitely not going to make it. That's one of the benefits of rebooking. Then you're just on the next flight. That one should be on schedule. So unfortunately, I'm taking a risk by leaving, but I think it's a worthwhile risk, especially because they said a new plane is needed, and someone said they could have planned this the night before. If these thoughts by these people are accurate, that means they're probably not going to shorten the delay. But as long as I'm awake, I will keep an eye on it. Someone is expecting me to be gone all day. She's unhappy. I'm guessing there's a bunch of cats hiding in the closets because there was a party going on, and I spoiled the party. This delay is probably for the best. I forgot to put the wash in the dryer. So I didn't get any sleep. I came home for a little bit and I wasn't tired. I'm gonna be tired later, but I wasn't this morning. So I decided to do Uber for a little bit. Made like $30 in an hour and a half, which I'd say isn't bad for 5:30 in the morning on Monday morning. But let's get back to the airport. So I looked at the flight radar. There is nothing inbound to Green Bay right now. So if we got a new plane, I would imagine it had to fly in. If the delay was 3 hours, they couldn't just grab one off the lot. It's got to be here, or it never left its departure airport. But I feel like if that was the case, I would have gotten a notification that the delay was extended. Alright, I just pulled into the airport and I could see a plane at our gate. So unless they change the gate, there's a plane there. Someone took my parking spot. I was hoping to park in the same spot. It wasn't a great spot. It wasn't bad. I'm actually a little bit closer now, but these spots here were open. But I like that it was backed up right to the exit thing. That's my gate, B3. And there's a Delta plane there. That whole terminal is Delta though. I'm assuming that's my plane. So the security person that checks your ID, TSA person, he recognized me. And then the lady that came in after me says, back again? So I'm not the only person that left. But I overheard someone talking that the guy telling his partner that he, wife, girlfriend, friend, roommate, whoever he's traveling with, that he found out why the flight was delayed. Crew didn't have their rest period. Their 8-10 hours, whatever it is. They must have came in late last night. So that means we should be good to go. But they did just announce on the PA that the crew still isn't here yet, and boarding is scheduled to begin in 2 minutes. Because of the delay, they have...
Folks on flight 2691 with service to Atlanta, I did just hear from the flight attendants via our application that we have here on the flight, and they are on the shuttle, they're on their way, so it should be not too long before they get here. Again, once our crew does,
I don't know if you can hear this.
Servicing the cabin, they'll do their safety security checks, and we'll begin our pre-boarding process. Again, if anyone has any questions about your connections, feel free to scan.
So the flight crew is on the shuttle heading to the airport now. Boarding was scheduled to start 3 minutes ago. But also they said that, and this is why I love Green Bay Airport, they have free snacks for us because of the delay. There's one time they had warm cookies and cold milk that they were giving away. The Green Bay Airport is the best airport. I've mentioned that many times before. My favorite thing is after TSA around the holidays, they have a gift wrapping station here. So if TSA needs to open a Christmas gift you're bringing, they've got wrapping paper, scissors, which seems odd to have after security, tape, the whole shebang, so you can rewrap your gifts. Or just don't wrap them, and once you get through security, then you can wrap them for free. If you see that in a bigger city airport, you know it would just get destroyed because people are terrible. So I feel like since they probably knew when they landed last night they came in too late, wouldn't have enough time for the rest period, I feel like they should have notified us last night that the flight's delayed. And then I could have slept in. Some guy was on the phone with someone and I overheard him, and he's talking to whoever he's talking to, saying, I don't know, there's some storms in Atlanta, I don't know if that's what it is. So I told him what the reason was, and he seemed kind of annoyed. I feel like I would want to know, if I'm talking on the phone telling my friend or whoever that I don't know why the flight's delayed, and someone stops me and tells me why, I would be very happy. Although it's also worth note, I'm wearing a Delta shirt, so maybe he's just annoyed with Delta and thinks I work for them. They finally made it. Boarding started 12 minutes ago, or was scheduled to start 12 minutes ago. So they're gonna do all their prep and then they'll start boarding. Not only did I get thanked, she stopped and said, thank you for your status too. I'm silver medallion. Alright, let's get on this plane. I got some apple, mango, guava, applesauce, and some Cheez-Its. So I'm no longer exit row. They upgraded me to Comfort Plus. There's no more line. They're closing the overhead bins.
Airline operation so far this past weekend has been a disaster. For that, I apologize. I know it doesn't help you out, but I do apologize. We'll do our best to get you down there. Fortunately, we got in late last night due to FAA rest requirements. We had to get our mandatory rest before we got going this morning.
To Atlanta. It's a darker room. Everybody who was delayed for one reason or another is sleeping. I don't know why everybody's delayed, but apparently a lot of people are still delayed. Normally I would take the train, but I need to get steps. So there must have been a lot of people on my flight who had never flown before, because the second the plane rotated for takeoff, there were shrieks and screams from all over the plane. I don't know why, but that was a new one for me. I'm walking all the way to ground transportation. For the longest time, like 2 years now, due to construction, you couldn't walk all the way there. You had to take the train. I'm so happy. I can't get a lot of steps when I'm going on these trips, so it's nice to be able to walk. Sometimes I like taking the trains. Like going to the gate, usually I'll take the train. But after sitting on the plane, I'm enjoying walking. I'm glad that this is opened up now. I should have brought another change of clothes. So the news is here, so I decided to, and it's just absolute chaos here, so I decided to look it up. That big IT outage, the CloudStrike thing, still kind of happening here. According to the news article published today, there are like I think it was 320 delays out of Atlanta and 346 cancellations just for today. So there are a lot of people sleeping. Someone was saying they still haven't been put on a flight yet. I don't know how long they've been waiting. She was talking to the news. I have no idea if I'm getting out of here tomorrow. Also, there's my daily pineapple.
Please stand clear of the doors.
So this is a new one. 45-minute wait for a car. I had a reservation and it's through Ace. Ace, there's never a wait, never a line. But there was no line. I guess I would rather, they're gonna call me when the car is ready. I'd rather that than the people who have to wait in line for an hour. But I don't know if it's because they're just short or what. It could be because I'm here 3 hours late because of the flight delay. Maybe they gave away my car and they have to wait for another one. I don't know. But I'm just gonna wander around, I guess. Man, I've never seen lines like this before. I can't believe Ace didn't have a line at all. There was no wait to walk up and talk to someone. The other ones, there's one I just walked past. They go through all the little bank style things, which in my experience when I've gone through those, when you're at the end of that, it's usually like a 2-hour wait. But then it continued on around the corner and people looped around a few times without the little bank style crowd control things. I've never been down here before. So I'm following the Delta Airlines subreddit. Currently they're at 712 cancellations and 600 delays for Delta nationwide. 35% network disruption today. That's just today. Atlanta alone, I saw a news article that said it was like 320 delays and 346 cancellations, so half of that was just in Atlanta. Holy cow. And my flight's at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night, so if there's any delay, it's probably not going to happen until the following morning. So there's a pretty good chance I'm going to be stuck here. It's been about 20 minutes. I got the call. My car is ready. So, race up there and get it. It sounds like she was in a rush. I wonder if she called multiple people. This line hasn't gotten much better. So, got my thing. Gonna go get my car. It seems like a lot of people don't have reservations and they're just trying to rent a car. Likely because their flight was canceled. This is madness. So there are 2 or 3 airports that are on the SkyTrain. There's a stop between the airport and here. And obviously I'm not gonna be able to rent a car tomorrow or after my reservation's over if they cancel my flight. So I would typically, if that happens, I stay at one of those hotels. But given how many flights are getting canceled, I have a feeling they're either going to be booked solid or incredibly expensive. And they are not cheap hotels to begin with. So this may end with me sleeping on the airport floor. They give me this to fill out for any damage, and I'm very attentive on even the slightest scratch I put on there. But I also do a video walk around. I start out with this shot showing the mileage. That way there's no way to contest when the video was shot. And then I will physically walk up and point out each little thing. That way, if there's an issue that maybe I didn't notice, it's probably gonna be on the video. I'm still an hour away and I'm so tired. I did have a really good idea though. I'm thinking I might build a website to sell the special buy items during the warehouse sales, but outside of the warehouse sales. More on that to come. I'm brainstorming right now with my companion, me. I am so hungry. I haven't eaten yet today other than the Cheez-Its and that little fruit applesauce thing. That's all I've eaten today. I passed the Steak and Shake and I wanted to stop so bad, but I know if I stop and eat, I'm gonna be so tired, so I'd rather get closer to the hotel. Well, this place looks a lot nicer. The hotel was under construction when I was here, I don't know, a month ago or so. It looks like it's done. I like it. Very fancy. So here is the room. This is one of the fancier places that I stay in. Got a mini fridge. It's nice and cool in here. If you remember the last video, this was kind of hanging off the wall. It seems to be in line now. Of course, this is a different room. I think I'm like 2 or 3 rooms down from where I stayed last time. Bathroom. Man, this is really nice. I am super pumped about this place. I am probably going to crash. It is about 3 o'clock. I have to eat something, so I think I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm kind of craving Mexican food, but I can get good Mexican food at home, so I can't get Steak and Shake at home. I'm getting Steak and Shake tomorrow after the auction. I'll figure something out, but I'm gonna eat and then probably crash. I am exhausted. It's been a long day. Muy bien. Oh, I guess it rained while I was eating. That was fantastic. I had quesadillas, which I'd never had before. It's kind of like a quesadilla meets a taco. Really delicious. And then I got tacos, which came with like an orange sauce. And I asked the waitress what it is, and she says it's called authentic Mexican sauce. That's what they call it here. She doesn't know what's in it or anything. It's just authentic Mexican sauce. So if anybody knows what that orange sauce is, let me know, because that is awesome. I would love to have that at other Mexican places if they have it, if I know what to order. And I feel like I'd look really dumb walking into a place going, do you have any Mexican sauce? So I'm gonna go back to the hotel. It's about 4 o'clock and crash. This place was expensive. Granted, I did get 2 entrees, but it was like 45 bucks with the tip. So anyways, I'm gonna go crash, and in the morning we will go to the auction. So it's about 8 p.m. I just woke up and I just remembered something. Or the last time I was here, the pool was like pushed up out of the ground. Let's go see how that looks now. So the pool building is still here. Looks like a temporary building, but it's still here. Looks like the window's still broken. Oh yeah. I can't tell if this is worse than last time. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and watch that video. But it's... yeah, it looks like it's got water in it though. Yeah, it's full of water. That one has a screen. Let's go over here. It's full of water and like much higher than it should be. So, is this open all the way through? Nope. Look at how the edge of the pool is lifted up. It looks like the pool itself somehow lifted up. I don't know how this happened, but the pool itself lifted up probably about 4 feet. Didn't even know that was possible. It's wild. They must be redoing this. I don't know if they're just gonna tear this little building down, because it did say the pool is permanently closed. They're just using it for storage now, but that's crazy how it just lifted. They didn't just pull that up. You can see how it's still pretty flush along the top, and it's just like this all the way around. So somehow the whole pool lifted up. They emptied out the room though. I feel like I remember it being full of like fixtures and stuff that would eventually be installed into the hotel rooms. I'm not tired anymore. That's what happens when I sleep until 8 p.m. Don't forget to check out, name. So it's important to have a good lock on your gate. You don't want someone to be able to pick this lock and get in, because it would be really bad if someone was able to get past that lock and get beyond your gate. So I've got the bill of lading. This is the thing that I handed the driver. It's got all the pickup and delivery information and everything. Let me get to the room. I'll talk more. The shipping broker that I go through, Uber Freight, they don't actually issue that until like the day before. And since I fly out, more in advance, I don't have access to that until like right now. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I need it tomorrow. So the way I have to do it is I need to print it when I'm here. I don't trust logging into the computers at hotels. I've thought about creating just a generic email address that I only use for this purpose, so I can email the bill to myself, log into one where I don't care if someone gains access to it, and print it from there. But a lot of the hotels are happy to print things for me if I email them to them, and there's nothing like super secure on there where they can't have access to it. I guess if somebody really wanted to know what this auction is and know the supplier, they could track down my hotel and ask the hotel, hey, someone asked you to print something recently. Can I see it? Sometimes they tell me that they're going to delete it right away. So anyways, so I have to do that. And it's funny because now I just have the email address saved. So I send it to them and then walk down and say, hey, can you print this for me? I already sent it to you. But sometimes you gotta get creative with stuff like that because I don't have the option of having it ready in advance to bring down with me, which kind of sucks. There was one time where I stayed at a hotel and they wouldn't print it for me or couldn't or something like that. So I had to basically hand write it on a sheet of loose leaf paper. And I told them, this is all the information that's on the bill. And when you deliver up in Wisconsin, I will have an actual hard copy of it for you. And that worked that one time, but they didn't seem to like that. All right, it's the next morning. Let's head to the auction. So this auction doesn't follow their normal schedule. Last time I was here, I was commenting on how everything was so much more expensive than normal. And the auctioneer said, hey, you should come down on this date because we're having an extra auction that month. So there might be less people that show up. They started the preview started 35 minutes ago, and there's like 8 cars here, so this could be good. Now, of course, that doesn't mean people aren't going to show up last minute. Usually it will, I'm sure will pick up, but this is definitely a really good sign so far. Well, this is a bummer. This would have been nice for my house. I was excited about it, but it says right here, doesn't work. So these retail for $600 each, just 2 of them brand new on the pallet. If it goes cheap, it's gonna be a tough sell. If I can get it for like $100, I don't think I'm gonna get them. This is one that I'm interested in though. This is welding wire, and I can't find anything about it online. I might give it a shot if it goes reasonably. We've got a pallet here of industrial gear oil. I don't know if I can make anything on this. I don't know how heavy this is. This might really suck. Couple of water softeners here. It has been resealed. But I'm sure they're still fine. This I don't want. That's gonna be heavy. You can already see there's some leaking. Some good stuff here though. These could be promising too. I think they're like disc brakes maybe? I don't know, I'm not a car guy. I have no idea what these are. These things are big and heavy. I bet they're 100 pounds each, and I can't figure out what they are. I'm gonna pass. So I will be buying this one. This is a tonneau cover that fits my truck, and mine blew off in a windstorm and got destroyed. So instead of spending $1,000 on a new one, I'll probably get this pallet for like $300-400, and then I'll have other stuff I can sell too. I might buy this pallet just for this. This is Detra. This is expensive stuff. All the other underlayment I can sell, but I'd keep the Detra. These are these inflatable kayaks, but they're brand new in the boxes. It looks like they're selling them in lots of 2 and then lots of 4. I might be interested. I'm gonna have to spend up, but I think I'm going for this one. There's a lot of stuff in here. These boxes are all full. I think this is gonna be a really good one. This isn't like the ones in the past where half of it's a vanity. How about a pallet of floral soft toilet seat covers? Well, it's the whole toilet seat. Ooh, they're pink. I think I need to buy this pallet. I think I can have some fun with that. If this pallet goes cheap, it said duct, something for refrigerator. Frigidair's the brand. It's listed, two of them are listed for $240. I think it's the same person as 2 listings, 1 sold. But if I can get this for $100, I feel like it's worth the gamble. These are LED. I was quoted like $5,000 to install 42 of these. There's 16 of them here. Hey look, another pallet of these. This extension ladder is so tempting, but I would never have any logical use for it. So on my list here, first I've got a page here where I just take notes when I'm looking at stuff. Usually it's quantities and retail price, stuff like that. And then here I've got a number. I can fit 25 per sheet usually. That way I know how many pallets I've bought so far. This is going to be the pallet number. Each pallet has its own number inside, so I know what lot number it is. This is how much I paid, and this is going to be a brief description of it. Oh, it is hot in there. Also, the people are very stinky. I've got 21 pallets so far. I bought the one with the truck covers. I spent $1,050 on it. I spent up, there's a 10% buyer's fee on that too, so about, what, $1,150, $1,200, something like that. It cost me $1,000 to replace the cover on my truck. So I look at it as I bought the cover, I paid retail, but all of the other ones I'm gonna try and sell, see what I can get for them. I don't know what the market's like on them, but the person I was bidding against, or at least one of the people, said there was one on there that fits his truck. So I'm gonna see if I can sell one to him right here. Cut the cost down. If I can get $200-300 off of that, that'd be nice. Oh, for what it's worth, so it's about $1,000 for my cover. I can get a cheaper one, of course, but the one that's on there is Lear. It's a big brand. That one was like $1,200 retail, so I got that discounted anyway. I asked the lady that works here if she can turn the AC on.
On the tools right here in Milwaukee and people up, all that other stuff, the same girl, I'm gonna get away on the other end. Same girl we were in over here, so I ain't got that glare. That right there, guys, and I've got 500, 600, 800, 900, now 10, now 11, now 12. I got 12, 13, now 14, got 13, now 14, 14, we get 14, 14, now 15, now 16, 15, now 16, got 15, I got 15 down here. It'll be 16, now 17, now 18, I got 17, now 18, we'll give 1,800, 18, now 19, now 20, 19, now 20, got 19, now 20, it'll be 2,000, 1,900, now 2,000, $1,900, 20.
I thought for sure I was getting those tools for $750, which would have been stealing them. Usually when I've bought those in the past, it's around $2,000. I paid $1,900, and I think I've bought similar pallets for $1,900 before.
204.
All right, I bought 44 pallets. Technically I bought 43, but they paired 2 of them together, one that didn't sell. I didn't really want it, but I'm getting it. 44 pallets, I already lost what I paid. $8,635, which I think is pretty good. There were a lot of cheaper ones at the end. That's why I love these summer auctions, because it's so hot in here. People leave early, so you can get a lot of cheap pallets. So I got 44 pallets. If they all fit, there was one that didn't sell that I'm gonna take for free, if it fits. I'm excited. One of those pallets was $2,000. One of those pallets was $1,000. A third of what I spent, more than a third, was 2 pallets. All right, let's go down the list. I spent $425 on this pallet. These 2 are dishwashers. I've actually bought these before here. I sold one of these for $500 on Facebook Marketplace, and the other one I ran through the auction for like $275. So I'd assume they'll be the same. This is a dryer, and I don't know what this is. Dishwasher. It's a narrow one though. It's stainless steel. It's a narrow one. That could. Sometimes those are even more valuable. So $425 on this. I took a gamble on this welding wire. I spent $250. I don't know if it was a good purchase or a bad purchase. I'm sure it's cheap compared to retail. We'll see what I can get for it selling it off. On these water guns, I spent $100. There are 8 per case. We've got 2, 4, 6, 7 cases. So that's 56, I think. Yeah, 56 water guns. It's too hot in here to do math. 56 water guns for $100. They're larger. Usually they've got one cut open on display. I think I got it really cheap because of that. $150 on these electric scooters. 2, 4, I've got 6 of them, maybe 7 if that one's extra. I think I can get at least $40 a piece for them. I spent $125 on this pallet. This is full of cosmetics, and I don't care what else is in here. And then this one was only $25. I think the garbage bag scared a lot of people away. But there's some good new merchandise in here. Gloves and cleaning wipes and hats. I think we'll do all right on this. I think this is good for $25. I spent $75 on this one. It's full of these chocolates, Fireball whiskey chocolates. I think these will be good gift items for Christmas time. $175 on all this shampoo. The Gaylord below is also full of shampoo. It looks like some are leaking down there though. I think we'll do all right with that. I wanted this one. It was at $13.50 a piece retail, but it sold for $500, and it's too much of a gamble for me on this. I paid $175 for this, and I'm gonna hang on to it. These narrow stoves are expensive. I've been looking at some rentals that we're gonna buy, looking at buying that have narrow stoves like this. I feel like it'd be good just to have it on hand. I spent $3.75 on this Ryobi pallet. Got a DeWalt lawnmower, some pressure washers. I don't know if I'm gonna make anything on it, but it'd be a good thing to draw people in the building. Let's see, next one is over here, this luggage I got really cheap, 250 bucks. There are 15 of them, and he was saying there's more stuff inside, but I don't see anything in this one. But I figured 15 of these bags, if I sell them for 50 bucks each, that's $750. I actually didn't bring a carry-on, I've just got my backpack, so if I wanted to bring something back without loading it on the truck, I could use one of these, but I can't really think of anything that I would need to bring back. I would just throw it on the truck, on my truck otherwise. All right, 100 bucks on this pallet. These artificial plants tend to do well, and there's just a bunch of other stuff on it. 50 bucks on this pallet, just a bunch of $1 day, $2 day merchandise. Maybe there's some better stuff buried in there. You never know. I wonder what these are. Health mark. I have no idea. So that could be interesting. Interesting, these are yoga inversion tables. So that might end up being an eBay item. I'm gonna skip 93, I'll show you in a little bit because someone's sitting on it. I feel like I stole this one, 25 bucks. We got 3 dishwashers here. Again, the narrow one I might keep for myself. If we get a rental that doesn't have a dishwasher, this is probably an 18-inch dishwasher, so it'll fit in a smaller space. 75 for this one. We get this huge motor. Sometimes these can be expensive. We got a chop saw, which looks like a really nice one, and an exercise bike that will probably sell for like 5 bucks. I spent 200 bucks on this pallet. It's full of pads. There's some other stuff down there. Maybe there's some tampons too. These do really well. We can't hang on to these. They fly out the door when we have sales. 109. I spent 50 bucks right here. This is all Christmas stuff. I think it's all gift bags. Someone said they saw Christmas cards. Oh, there's a tree on here. Some garland. Christmas is right around the corner, but it's all gift bags. The bottom is fudgy bombs, which they don't sell all that well, but maybe I'll try and sell them by the case. I spent 225. I got 3 brand new bicycles here. I'm sure I can get at least 150 bucks a piece. $1,050 for this one. This one right here fits my truck. The one below it might be the same, I don't know. Okay, pallet 2 of, that worried me, that was box 2 of 2. The auctioneer said that they wrote, oh, it does say. So this one won't fit my truck, the other one will. But it says right here what they fit. I think this could be really good. I could potentially make a lot of money, or at the very least, if I have to donate all of them, I paid retail for mine. 125 here. I spent 75 bucks. This is a Dollar General pallet. We've got, I don't even know where this came from. I don't remember seeing that up there, but we've got lawn and garden. This is shoes. Dollar General stuff does pretty well for us. I don't know if it's all Dollar General. I don't know what these are. This looks like cutlery. But I think we'll do all right on this one. All right, here's the big one. I spent 1,900 bucks on this one. I think I'm gonna do really well on this. In the past, they've been like, half of it was a vanity, but this looks like, I don't know what's in these lower boxes, but this upper one is filled full of tools. We're gonna go through this one on a video and see what we've got. What is that? Some sort of magnet. Oh, I think that's just for organization. I think we're gonna do really well on this one, but this one will be a video on its own going through it. I wanted this, but it sold for like 500 or 600 bucks. They're like 300 or 400 new. All right, let's come over here. This one I bought for 25 bucks. There's a bunch of like health and beauty stuff in it. I don't know what else is in here. Clothing maybe, tote bags, I don't know. This is a bunch of these. We'll probably just sell them by the case to get rid of them. Little hair bands. 25 bucks. The boxes are laughing at me. What's down here? Oh, hold on. This could be really good. Oh, I thought it was like LOL surprise. So the bottom boxes are all nail polish down there. $170 here. I spent $50 on this pallet. It's just a mix of stuff. Again, a lot of lower dollar day type stuff, but you know, probably get $10 for that. I don't know about that. This will be a good Christmas item, I think. I'm sure it'll be sold before Christmas, but ooh, gloves. I bought a pallet of these gloves. I'll show you later as we get to it, but these we do really well with gloves. This one I spent $375. These sit on the bed of your truck and it slides out so you can kind of roll the whole bed out and have full access to it. $375. I want to say they're like $1,500 each. I don't know if this was a good buy or not. I feel like it probably was. Other than the top one, it looks like they're new in the box. I've got 1, 2, 3 of them, maybe 4 if this is not one of the boxed ones. Yeah, I think I've got 4 of these. So try and get $500 a piece maybe. And that would turn $375 into $2,000. So I got this ladder, $100. This is probably a $500 or $600 ladder. It's huge. I don't know why it went so cheap. Oh, I see why it went so cheap. That's why, oh man. Well, maybe I can get my $100 back out of it. I don't know. We'll see, but now I see why it went so cheap. That sucks. Oh well, $100. Now I see why I got it. Well, that's a real bummer. But I guess it's my fault for not looking more closely. I didn't look closely because I didn't think I'd get it that cheap. Now I know. $75 for this pallet. There is a dishwasher. It looks like some damage. I'll probably get my $75 back on that. But this is a commercial cooler. I've sold these for as much as like $1,500 before. Will I get that for this one? I don't know. Probably not. The cord's cut. But I bet I could put a new cord on that and still get $200-300. I bought this for $25 just because I thought it was funny. We'll put these in the sale. I don't know if I'm gonna make anything, but I think it's funny. I spent $100 on this pallet. There's a bunch of Ryobi. Obviously, some of it is damaged. I've found when I buy these, a good chunk of them are working. Ooh, hold on. This one has a battery. No charge though. So $100 for this. We've got some of these lights, which are an easy $10 each. We've got an axe handle. I'm sure there's gonna be some decent value in there for $100. $25 on this. These are all like selfie things. I think it's just a light that goes over your phone or your computer, but I got a whole bunch of those. They'll make good stocking stuffers. And then there's a bunch of other cheaper stuff. We've got bandanas, I'm assuming. Yeah, bandanas, just random stuff. I'm sure this will be well worth it for the $25 I paid. I spent $150 on this one. We've got some Milwaukee, what even is this? A compact vacuum, ooh. But I see down here, this is a DeWalt tool, probably Impact. No? An oscillating saw. It's loud in here. An oscillating saw. I mean, this will probably get me $50 or $60. We've got Jurassic Park, rigid hedge trimmer, another Milwaukee box down there, right there. I think there's gonna be some good surprises in here. I have no idea what this thing is, but $150 on this one. And then that rack, I don't know what that's for, but it looks expensive. Spent $75 on this for these little floor mats. There are a lot of them. I feel like I probably overpaid on that one, but that's okay. $25 I spent on this. These are floor strippers. They go on like the big machine that spins. I know these are expensive. $25, I think I'll do well on these. Oh, there's more stuff on the bottom. 2-inch 3-ring binders. I mean, for $25, I'll probably make my money back just on the binders. I spent $175 on this pallet. We're just gonna drop these on the sales floor and go like $1 each. People like these, they do well. I think I'll make my $175 back pretty fast. So this one, I counted 16 of these light fixtures. I didn't realize these are 2-packs. So there's 32 light fixtures. I spent $100. I need 42 and was quoted like $7,000 for 42 of them. So now I just need 10 more. And I could get away with just having these. So I'm pretty pumped about that. We're gonna hang these up in the warehouse. So I spent $125. This pallet did not sell, so they lumped it in with this one. I just wanted this one, all the gloves. I'll probably get $400 or $500 on the gloves. We usually get like $4 a pair. And then I don't know what this is. Dunkin' iced coffee liner, berry. It looks like mostly like disposable lids and stuff. Dunkin' Donut stuff. These are the sleeves that go. Oh no, these are donut boxes. So maybe I make something on it. But this one was free, and that one was $125. I got this ducting, Frigidaire ducting. We talked about this earlier. I spent $75. So if I sell one of these, I make a profit. And I did not realize there's something on the bottom here. Let's see. 6 units in master carton. The bioactive drainage accessory. I have no idea what this is. Does this mean anything to anyone? I have no clue. It's something for pets, but there's, what was it, 8 per box? What was it? 6 per box, and I've got 6 boxes, so I've got 36 of them. $25 on these snacks, mostly gonna be Dollar Day. We might pull like the pistachios out and put them out for more. I'll probably eat a bunch of them too. $25 on this. It's a Weber product, so it's got to be worth something. $25, I'm willing to take that gamble. There are 18 of them there. All right, next I spent $150 on this charcoal. Oh great, one of them's ripped open. I think there are 40 of them on here. We'll probably sell them for like $8 each, something like that. $268. I spent $25 on this pallet. I don't even know what this stuff is, but I feel like we'll get our $25 worth on it. What is this? 3 outlet surge protector. I think we'll do all right on that for $25. That's a Target box, Bullseye's Playground. This one, I spent $50. We've got a dishwasher, and that's a pedestal for a washing machine. Those do well on eBay. Some of these Arctic Chills, and I think that's a sump pump. Not bad for $50. And lastly, I spent $25 on this pallet. Looks like a lot of apparel. I mean, this has Wilson on it, hooded sweatshirts. Oh, these are Golden State Warriors shirts. Oh, heck yeah, these will do really well. And I know they're authentic because these are Target hangers. What else do we have? Pink Floyd. Oh man, this is a good palette. Holy cow. I think like this type of thing scares people away, but Golden State Warriors, Pink Floyd, I think a lot of this will end up on eBay. Oh, and that guy is no longer sitting on my pallet. So the other one I got, I spent $175 on this one. It's these Ritz crackers with cheese. I think we'll probably sell them by the case. I didn't even look at the dates. Looks like they expired a couple of weeks ago. I will eat them. I'll probably save a couple of these cases for myself. Well, it looks like my truck's here. Oh, you can't see out there. Found a quarter, so I'm already making money. I'm gonna raid this for snacks on the plane. I got 2 different types of peanuts and some Pringles, which will come in real handy. Is that a house? It looks a little run down. I don't think anyone lives there. Come in real handy if I get stranded at the airport. Saves me from paying $14 for a tuna sandwich or something. All right, we'll go talk to this driver, get him in here. Starting to get full in here. We still got a lot to go. All loaded up. I can't believe we fit it all in here. Even got a free loading bar. I gotta wait for this car to cool down before I can get in. It is unbelievably hot. I can't get out of here without having like a 20 or 30 minute conversation with the auctioneer and a couple of his guys. I love the South. Cristiano disagrees with me, but the South and the Midwest I think go hand in hand with some of the nicest people. So I'm gonna get something to eat. It is still pretty early. It's 3 o'clock on the dot. My flight isn't until 10:30 tonight, so I gotta find something to do for the next 6 hours or so. I mean, I'll be getting a Steak and Shake, of course. I'm actually gonna go to a mall. I don't really want to eat 2 burgers when I'm all sweaty and like I'm overheated. I need to go sit in the air conditioning for a little bit. I feel bad for whoever I'm sitting next to on this plane because I'm probably pretty smelly. I bet I lost 15 pounds in there. It's so hot down here. I walk into the bathroom and someone just leaves the sink running. I feel like I don't say this enough, but people are garbage. Actually, I haven't officially launched it yet, but down below there's a link where you can buy a shirt that has a picture of my face and it says people are garbage. So yeah, not officially launched, but it's there. So bear with me. And this is more for Christiana, not for YouTube. But I have an idea for the kitchen table at our house. You've been saying for a while that it's too big, we need to get a smaller one. Well, I found one. It's not really smaller, but it would be a vast improvement. So, yeah, it's only $5,000. So, let's get on that. So the last 2 nights, the flight from Atlanta to Green Bay has been reasonably on time. I think last night I went off like 10 minutes late. I just got a notification, flight delayed tonight, but it was only delayed like half an hour. Hopefully that's where it is. I looked at the location of the flight, and it was delayed 3 hours from the previous place, from San Juan, Puerto Rico. It doesn't look like it's in the air yet. So it's going from Puerto Rico to here. So as long as I get in the air within the next hour or so, it should be fine. Hopefully. I read it wrong. As long as it gets in the air in the next 2 hours. It's delayed. It says 6:03 p.m. It's supposed to leave, factoring the delay. It was delayed 3 hours. So maybe that's why the Green Bay flight always has been on time the last 2 days, because there's a huge buffer between the Puerto Rico to Atlanta flight and the Atlanta to Green Bay flight. So here's hoping. I'm all ready. It says 10:51 is what it's scheduled for right now to leave Atlanta. That means I'm gonna get home very, very late. And I have stuff that I need to do at work tonight yet. I have to close the auction and charge people's credit cards. So I really don't want to be delayed anymore. This is happiness on a tray. So I'm watching the flight. That was so good. Oh, I'm so happy for Steak and Shake. I'm watching the flight from Santo Domingo, which by the way is in the Dominican Republic, not Puerto Rico, my bad. Hasn't been delayed anymore, still says 6:03 p.m. It's currently 5:16. They are in the same time zone too, because that was something that I was curious about. But also, they've got these at Steak and Shake. They're for kids. It folds up to be a little car. You've got little knockouts that you can put into it. So I grabbed a couple of those and Steak and Shake crayons to add to my Steak and Shake collection, which apparently I'm doing now, because viewers keep sending me Steak and Shake stuff, which I very much appreciate. I love having a Steak and Shake collection, but with no Steak and Shakes around me, it's hard to add on to that collection. But this is a cool little thing. I grabbed 2, so I'll probably put one together and punch it. Oh, this one doesn't have the little punch outs or stickers. That's their stickers that one has. That's a bummer. Well, I'll put one together and keep one flattened, and undecided if I'm putting the stickers on the one or not. Oh, was I supposed to pay for these? I don't know. They were up by like the straws and the napkins and stuff. Oh well. It says car 1 of 3 also. I didn't look that closely, but it looked like they were all the same. So I will be be checking other Steak and Shakes for car 2 and car 3 of 3. So I'm about an hour away from the airport, and it is 20 after 5. So I'll get there around factor time to fill up with gas around 6:30, and my flight isn't scheduled until like almost 11 o'clock. Oh, what am I gonna do for 3.5 hours? I usually fly direct wherever I go. I don't handle layovers well. I don't like sitting at the airport. I get so bored. All right, car is returned. The inbound flight from the Dominican Republic is in the air. It was delayed again, but only like an extra 6 minutes. 9 minutes, something like that. I think from 6:03 to 6:12, but it is in the air right now. It's currently like 6:15. So I've got a few hours to kill. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Look at how many of these are delayed or canceled. That is insane.
This is Airport Station. Please have all your belongings and watch your step as you exit.
Absolute chaos. This is the picture between each one. They are everywhere. I was talking to a lady who works here, who works in the baggage department. I don't know what she does, but she told me they're still working on bags from Friday. Today's Tuesday. By the way, I completely forgot. I filmed it. There was a guy, he's a monk, who was not Adrian monk, just a regular generic monk, who was trying to sell books. He said he's just looking for a donation. I sat and chatted with him for a while. He's an interesting guy. I also forgot I have postcards to mail out. And I forgot to bring a Resale Rabbit sticker to put on here. Eventually I'll remember. Oh, they're even starting to put them behind the mailbox. So every time I go on a trip, I send postcards out to a couple of people. But I was toying with the idea of having like a, I don't know, maybe build it into like a Patreon or something, where whenever I go on a trip, I send postcards to you guys. Is that something people would be interested in? I don't know how much it would be. I would need to figure out. It would probably be between 1 and 4 per month, and they cost like $2 each. So that's $2 to $8 plus the stamps. So it would probably cost me at most $10 per month per person. I don't know. I'd have to do some figuring because I'm also pretty inconsistent. Usually I'm somewhere once a month. Sometimes I'm a whole bunch of different places. But that's something people might be interested in. I feel like I'll get a hand cramp writing personalized messages to everybody, but I can make it work. So I'm sitting next to this guy, and he answers his phone on speakerphone, and the person on the other end of the line, she says, "Can you come pick me up?" And he paused for a second and went, "I'm in Atlanta." And I just started audibly laughing. I didn't hear a reaction or notice a reaction from him, but I could not hold it in. Just the way he said, "I'm in Atlanta." Oh, that was funny. I still haven't gone through security yet. I keep popping outside just to, I don't know. I like the fresh air. I like being outside, not being trapped after security. Plus, I got my lemonade. I can't bring that with me. Can you hear that? It is just pouring out. And I didn't realize that canopy overhead stops water from coming in. I'm feeling some very light rain, like almost like a mist. But it sounds like it's coming down a lot more than that. Half the flights on here are delayed or canceled. This is interesting. It has the Green Bay flight as Karen Air. Oh, it just went away. Now it says KLM. Look at that. It's the correct time for the Delta flight. I'm not flying KLM. Now it's Virgin Atlantic. What is happening? I'm guessing that system hasn't been fixed yet because I'm flying none of those airlines, but that's the right flight. Yeah, it's pouring again. It got really loud inside too. Just a downpour. It seems to be letting up again. Just took a drink out of a water fountain. It's motion activated. You don't push a button, you like wave your hand underneath it, and it is not very sensitive. It got all over. Not a fan of that. That's one where I'd rather just have a button. If you want to make it touch free, put the button on the floor, I'll step on it. So it's 9:30. My flight starts boarding in about 20 minutes. The Dominican Republic flight should be here by now. Let me check. It's not here yet, but it's lined up with the runway. It's at 2,700 feet. It looks like on a map, I'd guess maybe 10 miles out, but there isn't an actual scale. So it should be here in the next minute or two. So I have to be at the warehouse closing an auction and charging credit cards. So I convinced Mitch to stay late today, and I walked him through the whole process on the phone. And it is a lengthy process with a lot of dialogue boxes. So that makes things easier. That means when I land, I can just go right home. I don't need to go to work, which is awesome because I am so tired. It is everywhere though. Look at all of these bags. This is insane. Let's go over to this one. This one's cleared out quite a bit, but there's more. So many bags. This is absolute madness. More over here. And then just when you think you're done, they've got this corner over here completely filled up. And it goes all the way down to there. Wait, I found some more over here. And is there gonna be more back here? There's even more back here. This is, I've never seen anything like this. I'm not quite sure how this happened. I wonder if it's, the lady said that she was doing bags from Friday yet. I wonder if the bags get off the plane and they have nowhere to put them because they don't know where they're supposed to go or something. So they just sit in storage down below. And then finally bringing them back up maybe. I don't know. I'm so glad I never checked bags. I did this whole trip with a backpack. And that's probably even more than I need. I really just needed another shirt and a pair of underwear. That's it. I could have put that in my pocket. Alright, I'm gonna check the status of the line for pre-check. And it's looking pretty empty, so that means I can wait outside a little bit longer. I hate being cramped on that airplane, and being cramped in by the gate is about as bad. Wide open. I found a nickel. That's 30 cents today in ground money. Oh man, what a place to break down. All right, finally going through security. Busiest airport in the world, in the middle of the largest travel disruption since 9/11, and I barely had to slow my stride to get through TSA. It took, from the moment I got into line to the moment I was grabbing my bag at the end, 2 minutes maybe. I love TSA pre-check. Best $85 every 5 years I've ever spent. The Wall of Atlanta History. I decided to get off the train and walk because I've got lots of time left. And I've never really walked all this way through here. I'm at the E-gates. So here's a tip that none of you are probably ever gonna need, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If you're ever flying into the Atlanta airport and you need somebody to pick you up, it is absolute chaos. There are so many doors. There's there's a north side and a south side that people can drive to. I've had to pick people up here before. It was terrible. I've had to get picked up here. It was awful. And anytime I was doing a lot of pacing up and down the whole pickup area, just getting my steps in, lots of people on the phone. No, S6 is the door. I don't see you. Let me tell you how you do this. If you're getting picked up, don't even bother with that. Get on the train that takes you to rental cars, right? It's a free train. It's right off the terminal. You just hop right on. There's one stop between the airport and the rental cars, and that's the convention center and hotels. get off there, have them meet you at one of the hotels down there. They pick you up, you get off the train, you walk down, go down the elevator or the escalator, and there you are. You're at the hotel, and they can pick you up right there. Saves so much headache, so much hassle, and as a bonus, if you're getting an Uber or a cab, you can do that and not have to pay the surcharge, the airport fee. Here's the automatic sensor thing. You have to like put your hand under there. It's really annoying. Wow, this one doesn't even have anything. The other ones at least have something, but the only good one is the one from, I want to say B to A. Maybe A to T. It's the one with all the leaves on the ceiling. I'm sure you remember it from the beginning of this probably unnecessarily long video. Oh man, this one's even worse. It doesn't have the moving walkways. I love the moving walkways. The wind blows in my hair. I feel like I'm in a convertible. This feels like an eerily narrow hallway. I am not going to show it on camera, but I think someone may have died in that bathroom. One of the sinks and the counter around it just covered in blood splatter. Just everywhere. And then in the sink, there is the largest blood clot I have ever seen. It was... I'm very surprised there wasn't someone unconscious on the floor in front of that sink. It was bad. E36. Supposedly that's it. E34. Nice. Apparently that's a city in France. They have to pretend that it's a nice place to go by naming it nice. But why would you go to France when right here is Green Bay? Hey, this one's cycling too. I just saw Korean and KLM, Virgin Atlantic. I don't think they know what airline they are.
So they are still deplaning that aircraft. So once they finish deplaning, they have to do security checks and things like that before we could begin boarding. So once those are finished, we'll begin our boarding process.
They said we're going to be delayed some more. They said they're still deplaning, and because it's an international flight, it takes longer to deplane, and then they have to go through and do a security check, which I guess makes sense since the flight came in from an international destination. I never thought about that. Hopefully it goes fast. Well, we got delayed again. That was a while ago. I've been sitting for like an hour. I'm just going to stretch my legs a minute because I'm about to sit for a really long 2-hour flight. I was like looking at the people on these Green Bay flights just to see if I recognize anyone, because statistically I know a lot of people in Green Bay, and there aren't a lot of people in Green Bay. So you'd think I'd probably bump into somebody one of these days. Holy crap, we're finally boarding, at least according to the app. Well, it says boarding is at 10:35 p.m. That was quite a while ago. We made it.
The duration of the flight, so we apologize for that. But if we can find somebody there, we'll definitely do our best to find it. Once again, welcome aboard. Enjoy the flight, and 1 hour and 42 minutes to Green Bay. Thanks.
I can't wait to get out of this airport and go home. Oh, there's more of these. Except that one's spelled differently. There it is. After spending all day in the Georgia heat, I'm shivering right now. It's July. I really wish when that monk tried to sell me his books that I had my books that are from a monk. These ones right here.